Hello, everybody. Welcome to a somber lunchtime with Detroit Lions talk today. It's the death of an era, I think. The writing's on the wall, and we're going to have some rants going on today, but it's bad because I'm like comfortably numb. I just starting to not care, you know. But anyway, guys, we got that for you today. We got your comments from the last video today. And then we've got our rants, because I'm telling you, somewhere deep down inside, I'm really hurt by this, but you know what? It's starting to get so familiar. So anyway, call to action today is Sheila Ford Hamp, do something. Anyway, so before we get into all that, I'd like to welcome in my partner in crime, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, no? Hey, welcome to the program, people. We are happy to be here. Again, if we missed you on Wednesday, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a wonderful time with your family, stuffing your face, and not enjoying Lions football because there was nothing to enjoy with that game yesterday. But again, holidays is a tough time. So if you know someone going through some tough times, especially being alone in this COVID-19 pandemic, reach out to them. Contact the best way you can, FaceTime, Skype, Google Hangouts, whatever you can do to reach out to someone and maybe need some FaceTime. Just reach out to them and tell them that, you're there for them, because it's a tough time of year. But, I was thankful. Me and my wife and my son, we stuffed out our face yesterday. She did some excellent cooking. Woo, man, I'm still full, but it is great. I'm great to be here today. I'm glad. And I love bringing you this content with my man Jim over here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And do us a favor, as always, watch the videos all the way to the end, people. It improves our YouTube algorithm and gets this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. Subscribe to their page. If this is your first time, subscribe. If this is not your first time, you're not subscribed already, subscribe again. Subscribe. We need you. We need you. You're helping build our fan base. And like the videos, comment down below, answer the question of the day, and ring that notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Now let's get this thing. I'm just so sorry. Let's get this thing started right now.
Right now.
Hey, welcome back to the show. We appreciate you tuning in with us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Now, you know what we do at this time. Let's get at these comment cards. Jim, you up first.
Yeah, we love each and every one of you guys coming and rocking with us and stuff like that for our Detroit Lions, even though they're a terrible football team, and you guys still come in strong and help us out. We really appreciate it. So this is your segment right here. Alex Lefrancois. Traditionally, we play well on Thursday. Well, that's not really a tradition that I know of, but hey, I think we've lost 6 in a row, something like that. I can't remember. I got a W on this one. Okay. But, bro, where's the running game? It was in the third quarter. They ran it like 10 times, and then they just had, guess what? It works. Let's just go back to something that doesn't. You think they're going to scapegoat Stafford for a bad season and draft high? I think they've been drafting high this entire time. That's awful.
Terrible.
You think they're going to scapegoat Stafford? Why not? He's the only good player on the team, pretty much. I'm just kidding.
I don't think the team is. Some fans will.
Yeah, they. I think they meaning the fan. Maybe they meaning the team. I don't think
the team. I don't think they're going to do that as the team. Some fans will. I would say the interception for a touchdown was a freak of nature. JJ Watt is just a freak. So yeah. I mean, that was a play that most defensive ends would just bat down. But
he's a
JJ Watt, he's a freak of nature. So that I really can't blame Stafford on that. I mean, it just is what it is on that one. That crap just happened. So I mean, he didn't toss one to a corner. I mean, he just was trying to he got in the passing lane and this made an athletic play. It was ridiculous. But let's move on. Ted Cheney. Hey, Ted, how's it going, brother? Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And our families, we appreciate it. Awesome show as usual. I'm thankful for your Lions therapy. Well, hey, we appreciate you appreciating us. Lord knows we all need it, just like medicine. It doesn't always taste good, but it's good for you. That's what we try to do. We try to bring you some content that's good for you, good for your soul. I mean, we cover the Lions and we're fans of the team as well, yes. But trust me, with you. It pains us just as much as it pains you. But sometimes the truth hurts and you have to put it out there. I mean, you just can't follow the team blindly and everything they do is going to be cake, because stuff hurts and it is what it is. So, yeah, but thanks, Ted. We appreciate it.
Chuck Osborne, Jim, even if the Lions do win, it's probably going to be a low number and probably in the last minutes of the game. And these last minute wins got to stop. Well, in the last minute, we were being pummeled. So I doubt that that's the situation, but see, I don't know. I agree with you with the short the wins like that though. Yeah,
but that's the definition of keeping the foot on the gas. That's how you put your foot on your opponent's neck when they're down. You do a trick play for a touchdown. You run the score up. You leave no doubt, and they left no doubt about the game yesterday. Like
I said, from Remember the Titans, Coach Boone and the other coach said,
leave no doubt. That's what it is. All right, last one. PC payload. Okay, PC. What did I say about this Friday being the pink slip day? I wrote Santa and asked him for a new head coach for Christmas. I've been a good boy this year, so pretty sure we're good. Well, the ball's in Sheila for Hamp's court with that one. I know PC and Jim that there's a lot of attention in the national media concerning the position of Matt Patricia, and a lot of people are calling for his head. And we're going to call for his head here in a little bit. But thanks for the comments. Thanks for the comments, people. We appreciate you. Comment on the show. We really, really enjoy reading your comments.
We do.
It's a joy for us, man. We love interacting with you all, our viewers right here on Detroit Lions and the Prowl.
Now, as much as it pains me to do so, we're going to have to go over this fiasco of a game. Texans come in 3-7. And they look like an all-star team. Again, every team that comes in to play us, we are the cure for their ills. Everything they were doing badly, they corrected in this game. And why? Because they played our team, the Lions. Terrible game. Go ahead, Curt.
The only thing they did, the only thing we could do against them that they suck at is the run defense. We ran the ball particularly well yesterday, especially in the third quarter.
Yes, we found that out in the third quarter. It took us a while, but
here's the deal. We ran half a quarter out and only scored 3 points. that first drive to the third quarter took half the quarter, and
even the drives in the fourth quarter, he was dinking for 3 yards and dunking for 5 yards or 4 yards or 3 yards, or you know what? That is ridiculous. I mean, come on, throw the ball down the field. You have Marvin Hall, who is a weapon. If Stafford just can't do it, I don't know what's going on. Hawkinson got some targets today. He got 8 targets for 5 catches, 89 yards. Let's do who's eating, who's starving. I think that would be appropriate for
who was starving yesterday?
Everyone.
Particularly on the offensive side of the ball. It has to be actually Marvin Hall. He had a few catches, but it really wasn't
for 16 yards. I think he hit the nail on that.
And he's a deep ball threat. You know, he spreads the field. You know, he can stretch the defense, but.
See, and another thing, I am so glad. And in the game before, the show before this, we did Who's Eating, Who's Starving. And mine was Jesse James. And I'm really glad that we're paying him all that money to get one target And he caught that ball for 10 whole yards. And you know what? He's a blocker too. I'm not blind. I know what he does, but you don't pay a blocking tight end that much money.
No, you
just don't do it. Especially when our run game is terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
30-somethings in the league, I believe.
Yeah. 29% on that,
29, 30, somewhere in there.
I will say this about that game yesterday. I was in the kitchen with my wife and my son. We were cooking, preparing Thanksgiving, the meal, and it was just one of those things. But after that first quarter, I was like, I don't know. I was like, if y'all watch the show, y'all know I picked the Texans to win this game anyway.
Yep,
but
you did.
I was like,
Curt.
The turnovers. I was like, okay. We had the turnover after it was the interception return for a touchdown. Then it was the fumble right down there in the red zone, the score again, missed the extra point, 13-7. But the rest of the game, I was like, this is not going to go well. And you just see it in the secondary where Watson's having a great season. If you look at his numbers,
he really
Watson has a great, but I would say this, and Romo brought this up, and I think Jim Nash did as well. Their record really was tough at the beginning of the season because they played
some tough teams.
They played the Ravens. Ravens. They played Pittsburgh, and they played the Chiefs. Those were their first few games. They had a rough schedule, but now they're coming into that back end of this schedule where they have a few division opponents left, but they can make a run. They probably can get to 9-7, 8-8. Where if you look at our schedule, we said the same thing, and we're looking at hey, we're a couple of losses away for being a top 3 pick.
So in this game, who's eating for me has got to be Adrian Peterson. 15 carries, 55 yards. He had a 19-yard run. He looked like a man possessed. Like, I'm going to take this team on my back. And then Darrell Bevell said, nope, no, you're not, because I'm going to take that right away from you and start throwing the ball.
2 touchdowns too for AD. That's what's up.
I know, but it's just 10 times in a row they ran the ball and found success.
10. I was like, wow.
And they couldn't stop it. This is the team that you wanted to build. And you were doing it. And then all of a sudden you just said, nope.
Against a team that struggles against the run. But then you give up all these points, and now you can't run anymore. You have to pass because you're down. You're down too many points.
4 sacks on Matthew Stafford. The offensive line was not very good again. They were decent in the run game, though. I felt like they pass blocked a lot worse. But I give Houston credit on defense. They were showing them so many different looks. They were confused a lot of the time. But it's not difficult to confuse this team as well coached as they are.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I just kind of looked at the coaching, the play calling. What's up with and we talked about this. What's up with the Stafford going out for a pass with the injured thumb?
Yeah, that was in my rant, man. That was in my rant. Do we want to go into the rant then?
Let's do it, brother. Let's get this thing going.
It's my rant against Darrell Bevell. And Darrell Bevell, RPO with Stafford sometimes is ridiculous. But this play, you have a former cornerback throwing the quarterback who has an injured thumb the ball on a trick play. I don't have any idea what you're trying to do here, man. I don't. Why are you putting our quarterback in more jeopardy than he already is? He's already got a torn ligament in his thumb. So you're going to send him out as a wide receiver to catch the ball. Is this idiotic or what?
Doesn't make sense to me, brother.
Oh, my God, dude. Seriously. And then you run the ball with success, and you're jamming it down their throat, and there's nothing they could do. Their defense is getting tired. And what do? Oh, that works. Let's change it up.
Pass the ball.
Oh, you do that every time. Every time this year something's worked, you went away from it.
Pass the ball.
Oh.
It was like you ate up half the quarter running the ball, and you want to pass it and end up having a punt. I mean, and having to kick a field goal. 3 points. Don't get it.
You take up almost the whole quarter, and you get 3 points.
And the bad thing, about this game, if you look at the box score, the Lions were statistically actually better as far as time of possession, running yards. They were almost they little less passing yards, but there was it was so the Texans scored so quick that if you look at the stat sheet is really where you can look at it and say the box score, the team stats, and say Detroit played a pretty good game. Actually, they didn't. They just gave up the scores really, really fast.
You know who I saw on the field today?
Who was that?
I had a Jared Davis sighting for some reason.
Jared Davis.
And all he did was go and harass the quarterback and help on a half a sack there with Everson Griffin.
Yeah.
He was in the backfield a lot, made a lot of plays, but they only used him, I don't know, very sparingly because you don't want anything good to happen.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of this team. I'm just so sick of this team. I love my Detroit Lions, but this iteration of the Lions is driving me crazy.
It's one thing. Okay. It's one thing if you don't have a good team as far as your talent, and we have some talent. We don't have great talent, but we have some talent. But we have the talent that they asked for. And to get the players that you asked for, and they don't run your system the way that they ran it before, that speaks volumes because of the fact they come here and they don't have success. You can't recreate the success from one place to another because you're not in the same environment. You can't build the Detroit Patriots because we're not. We're the Lions. One thing with Matt Patricia, he doesn't take ownership. He keeps saying, he gives me the same BS over and over again. I don't want to hear that crap. We got to coach it better. They got to play it better. We got to execute. I don't hear that crap anymore.
Yeah, I do believe they have to coach it better with another coach is what I think.
Because you can't, at this point, you can't coach it better.
No,
you have to look at the writing on the wall, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I can't coach it better. Because you can't. If you could, you would, but you can't. So you shan't.
He's just awful. His defense is terrible. I mean, it's just week after week we're watching the same thing and mistake after mistake after mistake. And it's like these are basic mistakes. These are fundamentals. And just like the punter from the Houston Texans, I have anger too. So
it's one of those things where you kind of just look at this team and you're like, I don't understand why we aren't better. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't understand it why we're not. We have the talent to be better than what we are. And
okay, so is it, I'm going to ask you this question because I'm asking myself this question. Do you think that this team has decided that doesn't want Patricia and they're just doing this on purpose?
You know what? For some of his guys that have been around for a while, I think for some of those guys, they're like, oh, we'll always play for Patricia. But some of those guys that are just sick and tired of what's going on at the organization, I think that some of them are like, yeah, you got to go.
Injuries play a factor.
Yeah,
but come on, man. We still have a lot of talent.
And it's one of those things where it's like you just go on the field and it's like you don't see the effort.
How many people have running backs that 2 second-round draft picks and a Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer? How many people have that?
Not a lot.
We have Frank Ragnow, really good center. Jonah Jackson just might be rookie of the year. I mean, that dude is amazing. And you have Decker, who has played really well this year.
Yeah,
there's no reason we can't have a running game. How is this even possible?
Games were bad, but yeah, he's played a really good season except for the last couple games. But
I think they're let down emotionally. Something has to be.
It's one of those things where it's they're emotionally drained. They're sick of losing, and you hear you have a coaching staff that really is not getting it.
They don't get it. They don't get it at all.
And it starts at the top with Patricia and whatever his philosophies are.
It starts at the very top. Sheila Fordham.
And the thumbnail for this video really speaks volumes.
It does.
That picture has been spread so wide A lot of, if you go on Twitter, a lot of people who follow the Lions or cover the Lions or, do Lions content on Twitter, they all have that picture as their avatar where she's got her hands in her face.
Well,
Michael Rothstein, ESPN, has called for her to fire. Shannon Sharp of Fox Sports 1, like calling. The national media has picked up that narrative. It's time. Enough is enough.
Yep.
Enough is enough. They fired
even the people that were telling us that we need to be patient with him. He's a good coach. They're all like, no,
we got to go. Dan
Terry
Quinn,
Bradshaw was on this a long time ago.
Yep. Dan Quinn got fired. Yep. O'Brien down in Houston got fired.
Yep.
And
those teams got better.
Yep. I don't understand what's your
what are you waiting for?
Yeah,
Christmas?
what's your hesitation on firing him? I mean, he's proven to you who he is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep,
he's a bad head coach. He's a bad head coach.
I want to say this. I want to give Sheila Ford Hamp props, though. She was at the game and watched this ridiculous team just like we did. And she had the same reaction as we did. It does tell me that she might care a little bit. I don't know I don't know what's her holdup.
Show us your care. Show us your care and fire his ass. I mean, I'm sorry, excuse my language, but you need to fire him. And that's it. We need to. I mean, you can go to his house, and you can have a moving crew go to Allen Park and pack up his office at Ford Field, and deliver his stuff to his house.
Yep.
He doesn't need to come back to the
What else do you need to see? We're 4-7. We were 3-12-1 last year, 6-10 the year before. This guy can't win. He cannot win. And not only can't he win, it looks, I'm not going to say he lost the team, but 41 points, getting shut out, 41 points. I think it was Indianapolis that scored 41 on us. It's like, come on, man.
Then Sunday, not scoring a single point down here in Carolina.
Hey, we fixed that. We scored.
We scored, but we just let them score, just ridiculous amount more points. And hey, the one guy that I always say could stay on the shelf, all of a sudden, guess what happens? Another hammy. Trufant was a horrible signing. It just was. It was just a bad. He was injured. And Bob Quinn, this is on him right here. You sign a lot of players that are either coming off an injury or they're these mid-level guys. You think they're going to elevate their play to be this outstanding player for the Lions, and it just doesn't happen.
Austin Bryant, Deshaun Hand, Vaitai. These people that just can't even reach the field most of the time. Vaitai is a little different, but he's on IR right now. I mean, there's just so many injuries on this team. Kenny Galladay's injury, starting to question that. Starting to wonder if this is like, hey, I ain't getting hurt for this team. They don't want to pay me. I ain't getting hurt for these guys.
Well, I'm always the person. I'll give people the benefit of the doubt. I'll say the goodness in people. I think he's actually. Because he actually tried to.
I think he's actually injured. I don't think there's a question of that. But I think if we were in a playoff race,
I don't think he's not in a place he's going to risk it. Yeah, he's not going to risk it for this current team. Not the way they're playing right now.
No, and the way they've treated
and who would? Who would?
There's two aspects to this team right now. It's the terrible coaching, and it's the way people get treated in this organization. That needs to stop. I don't know if it's Bob Quinn. Yeah. I don't know if it's the Fords, but we treat players crappy. Like Calvin Johnson, for all the hate that he's got over this Packers thing and all the other stuff, we did treat him like crap. We really did.
Calvin Johnson played his heart out for the city of Detroit and the Lions. And for everybody doesn't read the injury reports, but there were so many injury reports where Calvin Johnson was he only practiced one day and played the game because he was nursing so many injuries through the week where he couldn't he was getting treatment the rest of the week just so he can play on Sunday. He put his body on the line. His hands are just trash. Fingers are all bent up. He could thank Matthew Stafford for a couple of those. Yeah. But
Darius Slay got his finger broke by him too.
Yeah, but that he was one of the biggest faces in the NFL on losing teams.
Right.
I mean, and you treat him like that. How much this press that you get from him, just being in the top NFL 100, being in the top 10, top 5, him being on the cover of Madden.
Yep.
You had a player on a losing team on the cover of Madden.
Yep.
Stop playing.
Because he was the ultimate like Madden player.
Yes.
In real life.
If
you wanted to build a wide receiver in Madden, you would build Calvin Johnson.
I would kill people on Madden with Calvin Johnson.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie to you. But you know, and Sheila, for him, I'm gonna say this to you.
We know you're watching.
Ma'am, we know you are, you know, and if you ain't watching, somebody's showing you, because we're outpacing the way that our show, the viewership. You guys, the Lions media team pays attention to what's going on out there in social media land. It's time. It's time. It's been time. But we had our hands in our face as well. Because what do you want from us as a fan base? You want us to support the team? Well, sometimes you got to support the fans and do the right thing. And it's time for you to let him go.
It is an embarrassment to every Lions fan out there. There are 31 other teams that think we're the laughingstock of the NFL.
Even the
Ford Ham. It needs to change.
Even the Browns, who were the laughingstock forever. Look at that team. They built a winner in Cleveland.
Yep. The Saints, who were the Aints, won the Super Bowl. They had bags over their heads. You know, it's time. It's time for you to take charge. Do what you're supposed to do as a leader of this organization and franchise, and change the organization. And I mean change the organization. I mean change the way you treat the players. Give them perks to come here. And I don't mean money. I mean treat them first class when they come here. You know, give them first class treatment when they come to Detroit. Get Detroit the experience that the Red Wings have given all of their players. And everyone that leaves this place says, wow, what a class organization this is. No one says that about you guys. No one. And here's the problem. You don't treat your people well, so no one wants to come here. You overpay people that should have never been paid as starters, starter money, and then you have a mediocre to crappy team because you can't sign good free agents. Your drafting isn't really great. And drafting is a crapshoot. I'm going to give Bob Quinn that. That's a nice role. This team, but I think he needs to be fired as well. I don't think he has hit on enough draft picks for my taste. You don't pick a tight end. I don't care how good he is in the first round, in the first top 10, and you definitely don't pick a corner at 3, especially when he's as a bust as Okudah is right now. It's terrible.
And I would say this. I'll be remiss if I didn't say this about the treatment of the players. You can't even get free agents to really good, solid free agents. Don't even want to take a meeting with the Lions. Don't even want to take a meeting with the Lions. You hear it. What's the wide receiver that played in Indianapolis? Oh no, Reggie Sherman from that he didn't want to come. He didn't want to take a meeting in Detroit. Reggie Wayne was like, nah, I'm not with Detroit.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm good.
And Gronk said he would rather retire
than
come to Detroit.
I want you to hear this stuff, Sheila. The big name players want no part of your organization.
So
if you don't draft well, which we don't, you're not going to have anything here for years and years and years to come. And all you Stafford haters, you know how long it's been since we've had a running game? It's since Barry Sanders that we had a legit running game and a threat. Since Javid Best, since we had an actual threat, Reggie Bush, it is very difficult to find talent that scares people. And I do think Matthew Stafford does that. I do think they have to game plan for him. And once he's gone, I'm going to celebrate with you in every single destroying loss that we get because we don't have a quarterback.
Yep. True.
Let's not get rid of let's just get rid of the worst player, the best player on our team. Is he playing great? No, he's not.
But
that dude is a warrior. He goes out he's going to go out for a pass with a broken freaking thumb with a ligament tear, and he's going to do it anyway because he wants to help this team win.
Yep. That's just who he is.
And you want to get rid of him? No, I want to get rid of these players that don't care.
Yep.
you know, and I don't know, it's been a long rant. This has been a long show.
Yep.
We are getting to the point of numbness, people. Numbness, which means we don't care. There has to be a change. And I believe today has to be the day. Friday, this will come out at 11 o'clock. We're recording this at 7 something right now. This has to go today. It has to be done today. Matt Patricia has to be fired today, or you're going to lose a lot of fans. I just think that's the case.
That is very true. But yeah, it's very true that you're going to lose lose the fan base, because right now and this is just the narrative coming out of the national media. The ownership doesn't care, the coaching staff doesn't care, the players don't care, and now that I'm not saying that's the truth, especially with the players, but that's just the narrative that the Lions are an organization that doesn't care. And when you do that, you get a fan base that does not care.
All right, I'm going to go to our question of the day. Do you think GM Bob Quinn should be fired? Now, we know Matt Patricia needs to be fired, but they're talking about internally they're going to keep Bob Quinn and get rid of Patricia. Do you agree with this move, or do you think Patricia's got to go? And Bob Quinn also. I believe Bob Quinn has to go.
Quinn Tricia got to go.
Yep.
Quinn Tricia.
And now it's time for I really need this segment today. Dessert with my friend Curt.
Hey, all right. So it was Thanksgiving, and we had some good desserts in our house. We had some cookies. We had this sweet potato pie. And it's time for a little tasty morsels from our quarterback, number 9, Matthew Stafford. Yesterday, he tied the record for touchdown passes on Thanksgiving. He has 274 career touchdown passes, but 18 of them, count them, 18 tied with one. Mr. Tony Romo came yesterday during the game. So he is the NFL leader for touchdowns on Thanksgiving.
Wow. You know what? Even out of all this, Stafford still does something to amaze you. I'm probably going to stick with the dude until he is gone, to be honest. But do I think we need to draft a quarterback next year? Yes, I do. I do think there needs to be a backup right now. I do think there needs to be someone, a high draft pick that is going to come in here and be the heir apparent to Stafford. But I don't know. There needs to be change, and there needs to be massive change. Look at the Pistons organization. Look at the Red Wings organization. The Red Wings, they have the top 3 prospects playing right now. Top 3. And they all are the Red Wings. They have a bright future. I believe the Pistons have a bright future. The Tigers probably have a bright future. They blew things up too. It's time for our Lions to do something and stop just putting your hands in your pants and saying, okay.
Yep.
Let's just keep going. Can't
put your hands in your pocket and kids keep moving. But hey, that's what's up. We appreciate you. Hey, it's time to close the show out. So, like I said before, Thanksgiving, any of the holiday season is always a tough time. And it is our last Salute to Service show. This will be my now I'll wear them later on, but this is the last official for this month. The November Salute to Service month is officially over this week. So, and the Lions are playing Sunday, so you won't see me wearing as much Salute to Service, but I will always rock it, because guess what? All the proceeds from the purchase of the merchandise goes to veteran organizations. Not a penny goes to the clubs or the NFL or to the actual New Era or Nike, the actual makes the merchandise. So reach out. Especially the soldiers that are deployed right now, they really need that support. And anyone that that could be suffering alone right now, especially during this time of the year, during the pandemic, reach out to them. You never know, just a kind word, how far that can go. And we appreciate you. Hey, comment on the video, answer the question of the day, like the video. If this is your first time or not your first time, but you're still not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Hey, we appreciate you. You're helping our YouTube algorithm, and it gets this Lions content to more fans just like yourself. Lions fans or not, we really appreciate you. And you got to ring that notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Happy Thanksgiving again, everyone. And you know what you got to do. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my man Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.